And we're live. It is 8:10 p.m. Monday? Yes, March 25th, and we are still making indie games. I just got back from GDC, so most of last week was a wash for me, obviously. Like, I didn't do much for the game. I answered a couple of emails, but other than that, what are the big things that happened? Hey, Volcular, 1 second. So, over the last week, it was announced that Kine is coming out to the Epic Game Store. That was the big thing that happened. A lot of stuff I wasn't streaming before I left was getting assets for the storefront together, like cutting together video for Epic Game Store. Mature content. Anyway, getting together all the assets we need for the store, like working with the team to get these together to finalize some screenshots and that sort of thing. That's a lot of what was happening right before I left. What else? Finishing up the build. I was doing a lot of random UI stuff right up until the end before I left for GDC, because people could play the game in the Unreal Engine booth at GDC. My voice is totally shot. It's finally back. I actually lost it, and then I've spent the last day and a half being hella sick. So it's not exclusive to the Epic Game Store. In fact, I've got I haven't opened it yet, but I hope this is actually the Switch dev kit. I think it is. It was from Nintendo of America, and I did drop a lot of money on a dev kit. So this is probably the dev kit. I'm coming out on Xbox, the Switch. I haven't started talking to Sony yet, but I met a dude and he said it should be pretty trivial to get onto the PS4. So I'll be out on all those other storefronts as well. But yeah, on PC I'll be on Epic Store initially. I'm really proud to be there. I mean, if you've been following this at all, it's pretty clear I'm an Epic fangirl. Yeah, sorry. My voice is not it's not quite back yet, but I have hot water, and I'm worried that if I don't stream now, I won't for another week, because we got PAX coming into town too, and so even if my voice gets better, it will rapidly decay again. But yeah, I got the GDC flu or whatever. I don't know what it is. I slept for 20 hours straight when I got back. But yeah, setting that aside, exciting things happened while I was gone. The team kept going with the environments. I went in today and edited some of their work and stuff, so we've got to go back and powwow here. But before I left, I'd finished chunking up the world entirely, including chunking up, figuring out how this, all the different ways that this breaks apart. When you say, I'm gonna cheat. When you get down to this level, how does the temple break apart? And that sort of thing. So literally everything in the world is chunked up now. That falls down. Different things. There's been some polish and some things. I had never set it up so that this moves out of your way, but I think I've settled on the idea that this curtain is probably final. So I finally added some logic that would move it out of the way, so it wasn't obstructing the camera. Other than that, there's loads and loads of UI stuff that went in, and I still didn't get enough stuff with UI. One of the things I could possibly do today is actually UI stuff. If I have 2 tasks I could do. But yeah, let's see. Just loads of stuff. They're cranking through the environments. I spent a lot of today just sending them notes and polishing, moving some things around. There's some things that before things were crashing through each other, or this just everything has to be built very, very carefully, and we cannot mess up the footprints, otherwise levels will crash through each other. It looks like it might be happening here. I'll look into that in a minute. But yeah, if you step outside the gray box even a little, it gets to be a problem. And they had a cool thing here where these were going over the levels here, but then when you're playing down here, your character's going through the environments. Just loads of shit. So that's all fixed. It's really exciting to see to come home and have stuff done. It's cool. One of the things we can look at, I just found out about this today. So I've had them start thinking about what water looks like. And I haven't looked through these entirely yet. So we can look through these together. Supposedly there's a folder. Content. Come on, where are you? Maybe art source concepts. Where are you? Oh my god, artists just put shit wherever the fuck. I'm an artist, I do it too, it's fine. Alright, so they started thinking about different things, like what does the river look like? And at one point I said I didn't want it to look like water. Like what I had temporarily when I was like dreaming what this would look like was like maybe it would be something extremely abstract, just kind of scribbles. So say you're over here on these boat levels. Oh yeah, that's another thing I did was I fixed this transition. It's not perfect, but at least it's something that I think I could get to work. And I set all these up to work again. But my stub art, I knew these were the wrong colors and generally the wrong idea. I just want to get something that worked. I know there's got to be a boat. I know that I need to delineate that there's 3 slots in the boat that it can stand on. I was thinking like a rowboat sort of thing. And I knew I wanted this water. We need some indication of the edges of water and things. And there'd be some sort of obstacles here that they would use. And I think it's cool that for the other areas we decided to do so much bespoke kind of like art like this, where they had to model each part and really make something look cool. Don't get me wrong, I think that's cool. But going forward for certain areas, like these side areas, we can't afford to do that. That's just going to take too long. We need to lean into tiling textures a little bit more. And they know my feelings on that. So they've started, this is one of the things they were supposed to look at. Another thing they were going to start concepting for me was the, in general, what does the lighting board look like? I told them for this similar idea, I chunked it up and I refused to give them, what is it? I basically chunked it up into different parts that'll light up separately, but everything here is going to be a tiling texture as far as the floor goes. And I chunked it up so there's just objects that they can overwrite that are sitting on the floor. And I want them to think about it like that instead of thinking about it as like we did for the rest of the world, where there's, you know, objects in a mishmash kind of thrown together. So that's the direction I begged them to move in. And they started looking at some of this stuff. So like, here's 2 examples. They were like, what if it looks like a patchwork quilt? Which is cool. I like the idea of this kind of brick obstacle thing. I think that's cool. I kind of like what they're going for here with these waves. Something about that looks fun and cartoony. I want to experiment and see if we can achieve this. This is what I'm going to do today instead of I got loads of feedback from GDC that I should look at, but we're definitely going to do this instead. Just heads up. So this is one thing. Yeah, here's those 2 concepts pushed. This is all the Surface Digital's work. Not sure what they're thinking for the boat there. This is for the area. So they talked to me about this. They're looking at what kind of tiling texture we could use for this soundboard. I think they had some ideas here that are cool for down here that they've already implemented that I like, which is like these wires, having different elements that like switches and things that you would see from an actual soundboard. Like they started looking at this kind of stuff, what a soundboard actually looks like. I think Rick's really keen on the idea of having kind of maybe not a neon light, but a light. And I think that's a cool idea too. I'm interested in seeing how we can pull it off. This is what they were thinking for the switches. I just had to move some things around. But that's basically implemented already. This is something they're making. This is something they're working on. Okay, so this is the geo they're thinking for the actual floor where you're dancing on. And they said, is there a way to make the lights kind of like strobe down? Which there totally is. So I'm going to play around with different material work we could do for this. This is their first pass. They said that they thought this looked too busy, and I agree. Yeah, but I'm kind of... Now I'm looking at it. I really, really, really want to look at the specifically trying to get this to work. I think that would just be fun. And I've had a long day and my voice is shot. So instead of me talking, what if I just do something cool and you can just watch? We'll put on music or something and I'll try to make this look cool. I think that's what I want to do. Let me see if they got anything else in here. Nah. This is what they sent me over Skype just now. This is the final version they're thinking for this area. Yeah, I dig it. Not sure what it is. Like everything else is kind of like sort of realistic, like it's kind of like part of a theater stuff. Art final draft 2.psd. Yeah, no shit. Hey, I'm lucky if they name it at all, let's be real. They've been, I think the other thing is different things bother different artists. So like I'm way less concerned with what something is named inside of a Maya file. I just don't care. But I care very deeply what something is called inside the engine when it has to touch other people, or when the folder structure, not having bad folder structure matters a lot. Hey Numbat, what's up? So let's see. Do I like this? Because like what is it though? I was kind of gung ho to do it. Now I'm souring on the idea. Like, is it cloth? Is it strips of cloth? I mean, it's clear it's like theater fake water, right? So hey Dan Sean, what's up, man? It'd be more interesting if it was woven somehow, wouldn't it? Or maybe like if it's strips of cloth, when you're going this way, it's gonna look weird. Unless I like have it pull a bit when you go that way, which I could totally do. Yeah, abandoned sheep, I agree. Oh, that what was the other one? The other one was like a patchwork quilt. It seemed to be going into like I could do this. This would be easy. So just be taking what I already have and adding a texture to it. I'm actually starting to like that more. What do you guys think? Do you like this one more? Because I can imagine it in motion. I feel like you'll see the grid better here. Yeah. I think I like this one more. Hey, Root Lancer. Hey, Marcos. What's up, man? So this was actual theater. I mean, in actual theater, the other problem is you would be looking at it mostly side on. Like I did a show of South Pacific once. I'm trying to remember what we did. Yeah, it was kind of like we used fog for the below the boat. We just had the whole thing rocking slightly. I don't even know if that was South Pacific that we did that. No, you know what I'm gonna do? I like it. Hold on. Let me think this through. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I'm looking at two different ideas, Marcos. I could make it so that there's always waves, but they kind of flatten down right below the boat and the boat's stationary, but then that kind of ruins it too. I might be overcomplicating this. Water simulation. Hey Kayla, what's up? Yeah, the second one's, I think they're both supposed to be fabric. It's just this one's like a quilt, whereas this one's like strips of water. And I think like I initially liked the strips of water one better, but now I think I like the quilt one better. Kind of just gotta imagine what it'll look like. I think what I'll do, I might change the way the boat is animated right now. I might have this look way more ruckusy, but straighten out right where the boat is. Okay, what do I want to do here? Okay. Yeah, let's just previs the... God, I wish they sent me the texture. I mean, I guess they don't have it yet. I guess they... Alright, so this is all we got to go with here. do this way ghetto style. Because at minimum, I'd like to try out their colors and stuff. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Give me the current. What am I doing right now for the tiling texture? Did they use a specific sort of a thing? Yeah, static prop water. You use static mesh. And I remember why I made you complicated, so you could have like a fringe. Don't think we need to do that anymore. What do I want to do now? Because I want to get rid of that weird depth. We don't need that for what we're doing now. Okay. Alright, I'm going to duplicate this world space tiling material. You're using fog layer scribble. Is your 4x4 right now? These guys are gonna kill me. It's like basically the same thing. I need to buy 4K monitors. What, looking at the game in 4K, like on a proper monitor at GDC, was lovely. I'm amazed at how well it upscaled considering I've never seen it in 4K. It was a side effect of like the way I textured the world and I made them do it in the end was there's no textures. Like absolutely everything is a polygon. Like this is a separate polygon than this. So thank God everything just kind of upreses and downreses really easily, except for the few places where there is a texture, like the Kine logo. And I had no idea how shitty that would look until I saw it on a big screen. But I need to get I need to have decent monitors, I guess. Guess we should look into that. And I gotta buy a Mac. Should be this way too big. No. What am I doing here? Just trying to get like a grid. It's roughly these colors. programmer art the shit out of this. Oh, fuck that. Let's just make sure you can at least feel the grid a bit here. Anyway. Oh, hey, what's up? Hey, Ibsy. Oh, shoot, I haven't caught up. It's going well, man. How are you? What am I calling this area? Yeah, on the Epic Games Store. I am so excited about that. I worked hard for that. I really wanted to be a part of it. Bums me out. People are really like upset about the exclusivity thing, which makes no sense. Like friends, like developer friends I have are upset about it, and I talk to them about it, and eventually they'll be like, well, it's okay if you do it, but in general, I'm like, well, in general, AAA has to get money too. Like, the reality is I know it's unique in that I literally couldn't have made Kine. Like, it wouldn't exist without the funding. But like, I mean, in reality, you're living in a world where these games either don't exist or they do exist on a storefront that I guess you don't want to put your credentials into, which is the biggest complaint is like, I don't want to have my friends listed in a different place or my credentials in a different place. And it's like, okay, cool. Then just don't buy it. And I can see that if you paid for the game already. That situation I totally understand. Like if you paid for the game on one storefront and all of a sudden it's not on that storefront, even even like that would piss me off, to be honest. Because then anybody else that buys it is going to be in a different storefront. I probably in like a you probably can't have you're like your friends can't play with you if they buy the game. They have to buy it in a new storefront. It just seems like bullshit. Like I totally get that. Exactly, full color. Yeah. I mean, it's not the best storefront, but I don't like nobody got pissed at Discord, did they? I do think it's just going to blow over. I mean, the people were so upset at Valve for making a storefront back in the day, and nobody seems to complain. So the way what bothers me is like Fortnite came out on a different storefront and nobody was upset about it, right? And nobody's mad at Valve for having TF2 be Steam exclusive because Steam paid for it. And my argument is Kine is the same way. Kine would not exist if it wasn't like it would, but it would be a much shittier version. It wouldn't be a version the vast majority of the people that are playing would ever play if it was on the if I didn't have the funding from Epic. So Epic paid for the game, right? So yeah, it's gonna be on their storefront. That just makes sense. No one noticed Discord store. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe it's Russian hackers repeating the same things over Russian bots. It's not real at all. I mean, yeah, they kind of like I was gonna go. I mean, I'm not allowed to say my deal with Epic, but I did get an exclusivity deal with Epic, right? And you saw what the art was gonna be when I was gonna launch it, and you saw that that probably changed when I got funding back in January. And this is the reason why. It's like the reality is I can't tell you how much money they gave me, but I can tell you I'm porting the game to the Xbox, the PS4, and the Switch at launch, which I couldn't do before. And that's going to cost me somewhere between 65 to 70 grand. And I can tell you I'm spending about just over 200 grand on the art, and I have a 50 grand budget for marketing now. I can tell you I got, and none of these things are things I would have had if I did this solo, right? So I'm in a pretty good spot. Yeah, it's not, well, and in return, it's going to be exclusive to the Epic Game Store. And to be fair, Epic and I have been friends for a really long time. Like, this is not new. But it's, yeah. I don't know if I'm supposed to say they're official. I mean, I have the dev kits. I never handled this part, is the problem. Like, I never did the part where you, like, in the past, I know logically porting is a huge pain in the ass, and there's a lot of like bullshit to deal with on the what do you call it? Like I've heard my friends talk about we ported obviously the Flame of the Flood, right? But that was mostly the programmers telling me to change certain things or update the UI to work with a controller and that sort of shit. All the stuff where you actually upload the builds and where you like do this thing that I had to do where you like set up 14 different accounts and turn 3 times and throw a chicken over a fence and shit, whatever it is you do to make fucking Microsoft's back end work. Like I never had to do this stuff. So I'm not sure if it's official. I'm pretty sure it's official. Like I'm in the ID at Xbox program. Just delete the bot. I have a Switch dev kit. Honestly, I don't know if it's official. I might be lying. Like I'm not sure if like obviously they can say no if I don't pass cert. So I don't know when is the point where I can say I'm officially coming out. Beyond, I have dev kits and the wheels are in motion and I plan to submit to cert. I don't think they're counting on making a big splash by announcing Kine coming to their platforms. I think we're safe. How much of the game are you building and porting on your own? Well, I mean, it was a solo project up until now, and I'm still like doing all the design, all the programming. I finished the game. Now I'm just up-resing it, right? Like the game is playable from beginning to end. There's bugs that I need to fix. There's loads of quality of life issues with the UI. Is it coming to VR? Nah, man. I'd have to like do work for that. I'm not doing that. So what I'm spending the money on is everything I've been talking about for the last couple months, up-resing all the art, and I'm going to be spending it on paying a buddy of mine to port the game to these different platforms. And theoretically, I'm spending some amount of it on marketing. I don't know how to do that. Honestly, I don't feel like I got a lot out of the, like I hired a PR company to write a press release for me and stuff, and that cost like just a couple grand. And I mean, there was nothing they could do. Like, I'm not gonna get press when fucking Stadia is being announced and all this other shit's going down at GDC. So I'm not surprised. I didn't get any interviews or anything though. Like nobody swung by and talked to me about Kine. People on the show floor liked it, but I didn't like get an interview or whatever with Kotaku or anything. So I don't know what marketing companies do. I set aside this money because marketing's important, but I don't know how to market. Like, I know some people are really excited about spending money on, Klifsky talks a lot about buying ads on Facebook, but everybody else I know says that's a total waste of time. The ads are bullshit. I don't know how to market at all. It's probably going to be a really big problem. Is it coming to iPhone or Android? Tanishian. I don't know anything about phone games. I want to eventually. I actually want to talk to Alan about that. I met Alan Hazelden at GDC and he's really cool. And he's also really adamant that I'm an idiot for not being on mobile. He reiterated that many, many times. And he is very smart, so he is probably correct. So I'm probably gonna just like buy him dinner at some point around launch and beg him to tell me how to do it. I say I'm spending X amount of money up-resing the art. How do I attribute that? I mean, I put that amount of money into a budget and I talked to my buddy who owns a company, Rick from Surface Digital. I'm working with them. We have contractors that we pull on and off and we try to keep everything scoped so that we don't go over the budget. Well, we will keep everything scoped so that we don't go over the budget. And within that budget, I'm going to do the best I can to make the game look as good as possible. That's kind of the way that is. No, it's not mobile first. Paying somebody to spend every day working social media. For the marketer who knows streamers that would play your game. Maybe, but Dantron, when do you start doing that? Like the game's not done yet, so I can't give it to streamers, and it's not highly replayable, right? It's about a 5-hour game. So maybe. I think at launch it's a good idea to get streamers to play it. I think people liked watching other people play it at GDC. That was very clear. Like it drew quite a crowd. But I don't think, I don't know. I was thinking baller ass trailers. That's mostly my goal. Just make a sequence of cool trailers. Then again, I'm probably going to want to be heavily involved with that. I don't want to have to push the launch date because I'm too involved with the trailer making. So we'll see how it goes. God, my voice is shot, guys. Is it a 5-hour game for somebody that knows all the puzzles? No, I can beat it in less than 5 hours. You're gonna get a key, Ipsy. Don't worry, man. One of the things I like, one of the reasons why I'm extremely bullish on the Epic storefront, and I know a lot of people aren't, is because I really like their initiatives with streamers. I think it's cool that they want to give streamers a cut if they make a sale. And I want to lean into that. Like, I want it to be that whenever, I haven't set this up yet, but whenever you play a level, I want there to be a little, if you're a streamer, you can have a little code that shows at the bottom. And if somebody else, like, say, you know how if you're streaming an Epic Game Store game, you can put a link in your stream that's, and if somebody clicks that link and buys the game, they get a cut. You get a cut of the sale. So Ibsy, like if somebody clicks it, like you can sell the game and get a cut of the sale through the Epic Game Store, right? What I want to do to also facilitate that is have a little like code at the bottom of the game where if you buy it and if you buy the game and you type that code in, you can jump right to the level that the streamer's playing. So like if Ibsy's stuck, somebody can buy the game, give him a cut of the profits, and also jump to the level he's playing and try to beat it. You would look up every streamer. That's just straight up happening. Like that's easy enough that I'm just gonna do that. That's gonna be a weekend of my life, like one of these weekends. Because the game's already set up to do that. I'd already kind of planned to do that for a long time. But it's even sweeter. I planned to do that long before Epic announced what they were doing. The Epic thing just kind of sweetens it. Am I going to stream myself playing Kine? No, because that would... No, I know every puzzle. Like Rami got... when Rami was playing, he like hit a bug and I had to restart the game. And I just like went through the first 15 minutes in a minute. Like I can, well, pretty quick. I can just play the game. Like it's not even fun to watch me. All right, what are we doing here? Play it blindfolded. Yeah, nice try. All right, fog layer scribble. Is that what I called it? Let's not call it that. Save as boat ride water. Okay. Let's put you down here. Let's save you as a Targa, shall we? Oh, there's already a... Did I make that today? 325. Yeah, that's a shitty name for a thing. How do you work? Yeah, we got rid of this whole idea. That's fine, probably. me. What are you? Water cube. Oops, shit. What do I want to do here? Oh, fuck. Yeah, Baba U is really fun. Baba is U is fun to play with other people. Are you booting up? What's your deal? There you are. Oh no, just like it's fun to sit around and be like, yell at somebody, be like, no, this is how you do it. It's especially frustrating because I've beaten a lot of it on my Switch already. So watching other people, it's kind of hard not to just tell them what to do. With Baba Is You. It's accidentally a couch co-op game. It's just a good game. Yeah, a lot of times it looks really obvious. I'm like, give it to me, I'll just do it. And then you find out you were wrong. It's one of those kinds of games. Alright, here we go. Let's try that again. This time without the crashing. So, materials. Delete this. Just plug this directly into the emissive. Figure out opacity later. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. In fact, it's just a texture parameter. Can you do these? No. Okay, sorry. Whoops. have you be... this. Did I just apologize to the module? Possibly, I don't know, man. So I feel like this is already going to work pretty well. I mean, obviously the texture's got to change a lot. I feel like one of the things I want to kind of complete the effect, for one thing, I need to get rid of all this transparency stuff I was doing. I don't think it works. I might have a separate mesh that's on the edges. To give the ridges like thickness. But we'll worry about that in a minute. No problem, plus two. We're doing 2 panels of Paxis this year. So why do you look all jacked? I mean... seriously, what the fuck is that? Okay, we're gonna not worry about whatever the hell's going on there. Oh, I know what's going on there. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna not worry about that. We are gonna worry about... I think this is a post-proc thing that's making that drawing look weird. Like, if I look at... I think I don't have this tagged correctly. Draw, no. Give me... what are environments, like 20? Wait, no, I know what I need to do. Shit. No, that should work, right? So there's something that says for the current level, grab all of the objects in it and draw them a certain way. Or put them in a certain depth, stencil depth buffer. And that should work for these. theoretically, I think. It's the quickest way to find out. Yeah, okay, you're in it. How about you? Also in it, yeah. So is it not a post-proc issue? You're just kind of like semi-transparent at all times. What if I made you opaque? Okay, so that's the real issue. What if I'm doing something a little too fancy right now. If I cut you back to just being a plane. With one texture. What if you were like... That didn't seem to have any effect. Okay, good. I could see what I'm doing. Okay, next thing I want to do is get the player position, and only where the boat is, I want the tiles to move down, like a lot. So let's say where the boat is, maybe where props are. Sure. We're just gonna get rid of all this. This is all the stuff that goes into the displacement. Let's keep this. Let's lerp between this and 0 based on what combination of things? Okay, first detect. Let's look at your depth. Like, what do I want the edges of the world to look like? I never really solved that. Well, for now, here's what we're gonna do. Get, what is it? How do you do this? I know what I want to do. It's called, you find if something is intersecting with something else. Shit. Where else do I do it? Because I thought I did it there. Damn it, what's it called? I think this is something I can't do anyway unless I've got like, I used to do it on the stuff down here, but I don't anymore. What is it called? The depth fade? The thing where you detect if something's intersecting with something else. Am I losing it? Hey Sergeant, if you can give me a deal, yeah, I'm into it. Line trays, place meeting. No, it's not called place meeting in Unreal. I know that one. Yeah, Sergeant, if you know of a good deal. I saw one on Amazon. It has to be a pretty decent monitor. I'd have to spring for a decent monitor. Like, I can't really skimp on this and get something small or shitty, because people have good monitors. Yeah, like, wait, what is this? Depth fade. Here it is. Yeah, it is depth fade. Ha ha ha. I've already did it for a different part. Okay. That I'm no longer using. So let's use this. I'm just gonna see what this is real quick. We're just gonna see what this is real quick. Only transparent or post-proc. This would be why it was transparent. It's all coming back to me. Okay, and this is saying that's not useful at all. Where'd I put that material? So you're not, you're detecting something. Not what I need though. Depth fade. Why are you only working? No, it is working. It's working with the thing beneath it. I see. Is that correct? Yeah. What if... Okay, new strategy. What if you didn't have that thing beneath you? Let's see here. So let's just turn this off. I'm just confused now. Let's open up it's not checking like fitting as itself, is it? No, that'd be weird. Okay. Desktop, of course it is. Did you export? What the fuck? Oh yeah, you need to have a lot of... Yeah, okay, fine. Force. Okay. And yeah, you don't seem like you know what you're penetrating with here. I don't actually know how this works. I don't know what that does either. Whoops. Give me like... Alright, let's Google it. Ooh. I'll take a look at the Dell then. How much are we talking here? "27 inches. I think that's bigger than mine by a lot. Give me a second to ask my friend. So this is $4.99. The other one I was looking at was $4.50. And you can get a 17% discount. Hell yeah, man. Subtract 34%. Shit. I'm probably gonna take you up on that. Can you private message me the discount code? Are you actually able to do this? That would be awesome. If you can do that, you would basically be saving me money. Like, I was gonna buy ones that were like $450. Oh, you're awesome. Thank you, dude. Wait, can you guys even see me? Am I slouching too much? There, gotta rep the Unreal brand. Bought and paid for, bitches. Oh, I'm a shill now. Either one. Actually, Twitter's probably better. Dude, you're the best. Thank you. Yes. Alright. Alright, what were we doing before that? We were looking up depth fade. Depth fade, UE4. Oh, I don't want to read. I just want to understand. Is this a thing that only works with opacity for some reason? I don't know why that would be the case, but just in case. No. right. What the fuck? Yeah, it just worked for him. It goes well, Silence. I am not rigging today. Today I'm just being confused. Like, this should be fading hard. So, what am I doing wrong? Do I have to multiply it by something? What don't I understand? Wait a minute. I'm an idiot. The wrong material applied. Okay, this makes more sense. Okay, now things will start to work. Get me back to that material. Okay, why was I doing this in the first place? I no longer remember. What was I doing? This is here. I gotta blow my nose. Yeah, why was I doing this again? Oh, yeah. Okay. So the goal was, the opacity is always your opaque. I need to make it translucent so that this would work. And I'm warping between 0 based on this, I think. Well, let's start with this. For the world position offset. Okay, so like this, but the opposite. Okay, let's take this further. So the edges are glued. Let's also have gonna move this whole thing down. The edges are glued. What else do I want to do? I want to change how far they're glued by a lot. It's not really working so good. Why are you up at all? Generally, I want the whole thing to be way wavier. There, Dantron. Okay, that doesn't look more wavy. That looks significantly less wavy. Let's see here. Let's up this. Let's up this. I don't remember what I was thinking when I made this. That might be a bit much. What if I want it to be like more ripply? Yeah. I want there to be like two. One that's kind of a little... Alright, no, this is too much. This is just silly. We'll have fabric hanging off the places where fabric hangs off. And we'll have like... You gotta... I need the depth to be stronger. How do I put it? Like... Make the fade distance smaller. Does that help? Right, just show me the fade distance. I need to see what I'm looking at here. It's really not doing anything. I gotta go blow my nose. Be right back. That's transparent. It's not what I want. I want it to tie into other things. Might be that I can't use this for anything other than transparency, but it is locking down right here. This might be something where I have to paint the vertices. No, it has to be dynamic, so it'll work with the player. Want to find your distance. You can detect the distance. Clamped between 0 and 1. I hope you are. GDC felt like a success. Had a great time. Oh yeah, the game's coming out later this year. I can't say exactly when, but it's gonna be out late this year. It's gonna be on the Switch, the Epic Game Store, Xbox, probably PS4 when I get off my ass and contact Sony. I'm sorry, my voice is crap today. Man, I have so much fun at GDC. Alright, so like, maybe it just doesn't work for the thing I want to do it for. Because it feels a hell of a lot. Shit. It is keeping these pinned. Is it keeping those pinned because of this? Maybe the problem is my lerp. Maybe this should be a multiply, right? Don't know that that would matter. Well, I could hard code it. I could paint the vertices for how much the wave affects it rather than doing edge detection. And then I could say, I could grab the player location and lock it down by player location instead. Would that work? Yeah. It wouldn't be that much work. It would let me do more interesting things. It was handcrafted. It would make it hard to explain things like this. It also makes it a lot harder to change the puzzles later. I'm not confident on these. Damn, I wish there was a way to do this dynamically. I mean, I could make pieces where each corner is pinned and each side is pinned and arrange those. That's kind of stupid. I could... Alright, let's get rid of the... Let's just get rid of this because it's not going to work, I don't think. No, I did get sick. I got sick pretty bad. But it's okay. I'm back and I'm streaming. Alright, so... we just get rid of this whole warping based on distance thing. We go back to having the emissive color be this ghetto-ass color. We go back to delete everything we just did. Make it not be translucent, because that's lame. Why is there a block there? Get rid of this block I think I added for no reason. I expect you're supposed to be over there. Alright, what now? Let's find where the player is. This material where I already do that, like the world space floor. So this is the ground material. So yeah, this is just moving something in the... This is moving something in world space based on where the accordion is. So what do I need from this? I want to grab the accordion location and the trombone location. RGB, so this takes the Z, subtracts 100. Do the opposite here. Let's take your location, get the RG, the XY basically. Take the world position of the vert you're messing with. This. Find the distance. Let's just do this. Let's just see what we get. So we're looking at the accordion location. I don't think we need to multiply by anything. Get the accordion location, subtract your location, clamp it. How about multiply it by like 0.01, clamp it between 0 and 1, and throw that in the emissive. Let's see what we get. Oh, for one thing, this only updates when she moves, huh? Interesting. I don't really know what we're getting here. Nothing useful, but cool, I guess. So we're getting her location. Sorry, get the length of this. It's gonna be way too small. So multiply by 0.1. No, I need it to be darker. 0.01. Darker. Too dark. What do I actually want? No, I do want it to affect something like in a pretty big range. Maybe like take the length, subtract 200, so that it takes up at least a tile, and then multiply it. Getting there. Still need a bigger blend. Okay. So we'll do that for her. And we'll do that for let's copy paste this and use the trombone, and let's multiply these times each other. What? Why did that go away? Because I have to put the multiplier over here. I think that's too much. And the next thing I want to do is a couple of things here. Okay, sorry. First things first. Let's get this back to where it was before. Maybe that's wrong. What happens if I turn this off entirely? You default to being higher than you should. Why? $275. Okay, good. Next thing, I'm gonna take this black and white situation we have here. Where's the material that we were just messing with? Ah! You. Where's the material? There you are. Okay, so we're gonna go back to having a color for the emissive. And I'm gonna multiply your, I'll get rid of this for now. Don't think I'll need it. I'm gonna take this and multiply it by the wave height. I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Let's go back to looking at it again and figure out why. All right, it needs just a much sharper fall off. So it needs to be like 300 units. But the fall off needs to be sharper. Why is there, when they're added together, so I'm taking them, I'm getting them both. Multiplying by 0 should be 0. Do I need to clamp it before I multiply it? Because it's getting deeply into -1, maybe? I don't understand why I need to clamp it first, but let's do that. I'm glad she liked it, Sergeant Hadley. That's awesome. And yeah, that's my Discord sound. I'm getting pinged. Sorry. We should turn that off. Oh god, I'm getting sleepy. Alright. Let's see. Okay, that fixed that. So what does this look like when what do we think about this? Let's go with we need to change some things about how this works. In a lot of ways. Okay, so let's let me get to a place where I can actually look at this. So we're gonna go back to not having the texture. The hell did I just do? Okay. So now we can look at the texture. I need to fix several bugs. First bug. These only update when you move. That's not cool. Let's see what's updating these material parameters. Player, material. No, sorry, player. Give me the player pawn. Give me. Where do I update, like, I think I specifically call it the accordion. Yes. Every tick I update these. Actually, yeah. So every tick I update your location. I also, when you're moving, I also want to update everything that's moving with you. Do I have that idea? I forgot how everything works. Where do I update objects that are attached to you? Particularly on sliding. It can't be this simple. Yes, okay. So, do I just attach in the other case? I think I do. Like, attach. Attach pawns for movement, get each pawn's attached. Attach to component. What are you doing? Did you freeze? Okay. All right. So how detailed do I want to go here? I could get... All right, we're just gonna use a different block of code from what we've been doing. So we're gonna get the game mode. Level. Tracks. Or how about just there's something that says if you're on a combo level, right? There must be. God, it's been too long. How do I know if it's a combo level? Okay. Current level type will know. Got it. Okay. So game mode, current level type. If this is combo. track. Get a Google Tracks for each track. So this will be like the trombone, the accordion, the drummer. For each track. Loaded levels. Find this. Break the level data to get the pawn. Get the location of that pawn. Trombone. Drum. Convert to a linear color. Anyway, I think this should work no matter what. I mean, we'll find out, but later, Sergeant. Let's see what this does. See, now both move. Cool. Cool. Let's take that one step further. Don't think we need this. Right? Okay, and now what? So all right, now then, rather than just getting the actor location, let's get lowest, or get load bearing actor chain. Lowest subactor in the chain, get that location. What this is going to do is it's going to return the location of the boat rather than the location of the pawn, if the pawn's on a boat. Okay, cool. Now what we need to do is use that same logic everywhere. So this is working. Let's use it everywhere. Then I had pasted it before. Well, at a minimum, we'll do it in the sliding places. Okay. I mean, where this gets useful. Let's pull. Just a bit, and let's put the regular shader back in for the emissive. See, I just don't feel like we're there. All right, let's pull it in more. Hey, what? What did I fuck up? The boat is always facing in this direction. I feel like I could do a better job of this. Playing way too tight. So nothing, maybe we just make the waves smaller. Like, no, opposite. Opposite. Okay. Maybe we make the waves smaller, but have a constant, like, sorry, let me look at what I'm doing here. Just adding 50 is a bad idea. No. I need to add 50 and just Z. So, X. It's a slight motion in X, I didn't realize that. Well, that's excessive. Let's not do that. How did that happen? Just undoing. I see how that happened. Okay. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is add 3 vector, constant 3 vector. There we are. Of 0, 0, 50. Okay, I know there's a slight thing as you go over it. That no one will notice but me. That's fine. The hell is that? hard to say if that was worth it at all. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna call it. It is 10:30. We played around a bit. I don't know what I want to do for this. I'm gonna take a break and play some Baba Is Here. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I know I don't stream that much. And this one was definitely just watch me do nothing. Hopefully I'll get another one in before PAX, but I don't know. And hopefully my voice will be back, and then I will be more live. But unless you guys want to talk, I don't know. I don't think you want to talk. I don't want to talk either. Thanks for hanging out.